I want you to picture a scene that happens in millions of kitchens and office break rooms every single day. It is lunchtime. You are hungry. You take a plastic container of leftovers, maybe some pasta with tomato sauce or a hearty vegetable soup, out of the fridge. You pop the lid, slide it into the microwave, set the timer for 2 minutes and press start. You watch the plate spin. You hear the familiar hum. You believe you are making a healthy choice by eating a home-cooked meal instead of fast food. But what if I told you that in those 2 minutes, an invisible chemical reaction is taking place that transforms your healthy lunch into a hormonal cocktail? What if the very vessel holding your food is seasoning it with microscopic particles that your body does not know how to process? I see patients all the time who come to me with mysterious health issues. Stubborn belly fat that won't go away, thyroid imbalances, plummeting testosterone, or fertility struggles. They look at their diet, they look at their exercise, but they never look at their Tupperware. Today, I am issuing a serious medical alert. It is not about the food you are eating, but about how you are heating it. We need to talk about the microwave mistake and the silent invasion of microplastics and endocrine disruptors into your bloodstream. By the end of this video, you will look at that plastic container very differently, and I will give you a simple glass protocol to protect your family's future. To understand the danger, we have to stop thinking of plastic as a solid, inert shield. Plastic is not a rock. It is a complex polymer, a mesh of long chemical chains held together by additives. These additives are what make the plastic flexible, clear, or durable. The most famous ones are bisphenol A, BPA, and phthalates. Think of plastic like a sponge soaked in water. If you squeeze the sponge or heat it up, the water leaks out. When you subject plastic to the intense, vibrating energy of a microwave, you are essentially squeezing the sponge. Heat causes the chemical bonds in the plastic to loosen. At a microscopic level, the plastic begins to shed. It leaches these chemical additives directly into your food, especially if the food is fatty, like cheese or meat, or acidic, like tomato sauce, which act as carriers for the toxins. So you might ask, Doctor, what happens if I eat a little bit of plastic? The problem isn't that you are eating a piece of material. The problem is what that material does to your signaling system. These chemicals are known as endocrine disruptors. Your hormonal system operates on a lock-and-key mechanism. A hormone, the key, travels to a cell and fits into a receptor, the lock, to send a message: grow, burn fat, produce sperm, regulate mood. The chemicals leaching from heated plastic act as fake keys. They mimic your natural hormones, particularly estrogen. When they enter your body, they jam the locks. They can turn on signals that should be off, or block signals that should be on. This creates hormonal chaos. In men, high exposure to these phthalates has been linked to lower testosterone and sperm quality. In women, it is linked to estrogen dominance, which fuels conditions like endometriosis, POS, and even hormone-sensitive cancers like breast cancer. In children, it can affect developmental growth. And for everyone, these obesogens, chemicals that promote obesity, can alter your metabolism, telling your body to store fat regardless of how many calories you count. You are literally heating up a dose of metabolic confusion with your lunch. Now let's address the biggest lie in the kitchen: the label that says microwave safe. This label gives us a false sense of security. But here is the truth. Microwave safe does not mean health safe. It simply means the plastic will not melt or warp into a puddle when heated. It is an engineering standard, not a biological safety standard. It means the container will survive the microwave. It does not guarantee that your hormones will survive the container. Even BPA-free plastics are often a trap. Manufacturers simply replace BPA with BPS, bisphenol S, or BPF, which are structurally similar and often just as harmful. It's like swapping regular cigarettes for light cigarettes and thinking you are safe. So, how do we navigate a world wrapped in plastic without going crazy? We don't need to eliminate plastic entirely, that's impossible. But we must eliminate the combination of plastic plus heat. This is the non-negotiable rule. Here is the glass protocol I recommend to every patient who wants to detoxify their home. Step 1. The transfer rule. This is the most critical habit. If you bring lunch in a plastic container, that is fine. But before you heat it, take 10 seconds to transfer the food onto a ceramic plate or into a glass bowl. Never, ever microwave the plastic tub. Those extra 10 seconds save you a lifetime of chemical exposure. Step 2. The hot fill ban. Never pour hot food directly into a plastic container. If you have just made a big pot of soup or chili, let it cool down in the metal pot before you ladle it into plastic storage tubs. Pouring boiling liquid into plastic causes an immediate release of chemicals. Step 3. The scratched container purge. Go to your cupboard. Look at your plastic containers. Are they cloudy? Do they have white lines or scratches from forks and knives? Are they stained red from old tomato sauce? Throw them away immediately. A scratched container is a compromised container. The protective surface is broken, and it is leaching chemicals at a much higher rate. Step 4. The glass investment. You don't have to do it all at once. Every time you throw away an old plastic container, replace it with a glass one. Glass is inert. It does not react with food. It does not leach. It does not care if you heat it, freeze it, or put acid in it. It is the gold standard for food safety. Brands like Pyrex or simple mason jars are affordable and last forever. Step 5. The lid protocol. Even if you use a glass container, remember that the lid is usually plastic. When microwaving, remove the lid or place a paper towel over the food to prevent splatter. Do not let the plastic lid melt onto your steaming hot food. In summary, we cannot control the pollution in the ocean or the air, but we have total control over what happens in our own microwave. The act of heating food in plastic is a daily microdosing of toxins that your body simply doesn't need. It is an unforced error. By making the switch to glass and ceramic, you are removing a major source of interference from your hormonal system. You are telling your body that you respect its delicate balance. You are choosing health over convenience. Now I have a question for you. How many stained, scratched plastic containers are currently sitting in your kitchen cabinet? Are you willing to purge them this weekend? Tell me in the comments below. If this video opened your eyes to a hidden danger, please like and subscribe. Share this with your family, especially those who take lunch to work every day. Let's detox our kitchens and protect our health.